This is a part 2 to a chi-square explanation. If you haven't watched part 1, go back. Now that we have the chi-square value, we have to find the degrees of freedom. The degrees of freedom are just the number of outcomes minus 1. When we flip a coin, there's only 2 outcomes, heads or tails. So that means there's 2 outcomes, 2 minus 1 is 1. Here's a chi-square chart, and here on the left-hand side is our degrees of freedom. Since we only have 1 degree of freedom, we're using this first line. We have to kind of go back and talk about p-values. If the p-value is less than 0.05, you reject the null hypothesis. If a p-value is more than 0.05, you have failed to reject the null hypothesis. Remember, our chi-square value was 6.4. That's not the p-value. We have to find where 6.4 falls between on this first line. You probably recognize that 6.4 falls between 5.024 and 6.635. Our p-values are on this top line. So our p-value is pretty low, and it's lower than 0.05, which means we reject our null hypothesis.